Hey guys, my name's Dave. Most of you guys know me by Cardinal from SoundCloud. Today I'm going to run through my project file for my song with Open Ocean, Things Aren't the Same. If you haven't heard it, go check it out. Um, Got a pretty live feel to it, so let's look through it right away. Alright, so that's the intro with the first, I don't know what you want to call it, the first set of drums, first drop. So we'll go into it right here. Solo this out. This is just, oh boy. This is just a rim shot playing. Layered over a snare. And that's the main snare. It's really simple. This is the shakers. That is the main. That's what I use instead of a hat for this first drop. Then you have rattlesnake shaker on top of it to give it some extra, I don't know, to give it an extra layer of sound. Then you have an open hat. Then here's where it gets kind of different. You have two kicks. So I have a normal kick that's it's a Vash kick. Pattern looks like this. It's pretty basic. Then you have it layered on top of a second kick, which is only playing certain parts. So for this purpose, it's to accent the kicks and make it show when it's to create emphasis on the parts where it starts and finishes. Then this is what Joey sent me for the guitar. Pretty simple. Right here, kind of interesting. It's vocal chops from Alex, who's another SoundCloud producer. Really awesome. Really like his stuff. Down here, other stuff Joey sent me. Then you have the cymbals where you got a reversed crash cymbal. Oh, here we go. Pretty basic. Then you have a live reverse crash transition. Then you have a trap crash. So then it's kind of cool. Little drum fill to give it some way of transitioning into the main drums. So all this stuff is pretty pretty simple, really. Here we go. So important things to note about this. This is the EQing for the kick. You want to keep a little bit of a high pass filter on it to prevent the low frequencies of the kick from overlapping and fighting for position with the bass line and other kicks. Anything else that's low frequency. So yeah, this is where the bass is. Right around in here is where the bass is most active. Right in here, so this bass line it's really ugly sounding, to be honest. Take everything else off. With some filtering and EQing and a little bit of compression, it sounds much better. Can really made something out of nothing right there. That's a pretty normal bass line for me. Then we move into the lead. So once the first drop is over with, you have second drop, where it picks up a little bit. Alright, that's pretty much it. So for this, we're going to get into the lead. This is where it gets most interesting. Um, so anytime you're making a song where it feels like there's something missing, first thing I look at is where I could add a lead. So what this is, um, it is basically a square or a saw lead, excuse me, and have the voicing cranked up, but unison is um, it's not detuned too much, so um, it doesn't sound that wide, which is exactly what you want. High pass filter on it. A little bit of filtering, nothing too crazy. Some modulation, and then this is really simple. It's not a very complicated. Um, it's not a complicated design at all. I got a guitar rig, um, mostly for some extra reverb. Um, that's pretty much all I use the guitar rig for in this one. Um, then to keep frequencies isolated from each other and not overlapping and fighting for position, have this EQ. Uh, yeah, I mean, that's all it is. So, a lot more cymbals in this last drop to give it some extra emphasis. The majority of songs like this, you'll want to add stuff to make it seem like it's really unique. Like you'll want to find a style within this style and try to hone in on what you can make out of it. So when I made this first drop, I made all these drums from here to here. That didn't take me more than a half hour, and it was kind of boring, to be honest. I thought it was well done. I just thought it was missing something. It didn't sound finished after the first day of production. Then, I don't know. I thought this lead sounded cool. Wanted to try to fit it in there. Did some stuff to it. I had to edit it a little bit, and then I got, well, this. Made something. It wasn't very good at first, so I took a break from it and then picked it back up. I was completely screwing around with this until I found something that sounded kind of cool. This took so long to make, but it was well worth the time. Yeah, I mean, it goes on for very long. This is what the MIDI looks like. It's the one main thing about this is it's monophonic and legato, which with the portamento cranked up a little bit basically means that it's going to play if the notes are overlapping, it's going to create an effect where it is gliding from one note to another. I know in FL Studio there's the glide note function. Logic doesn't have that yet, hoping that comes soon. But for now, use portamento and legato. That gives it that same sliding effect. So that I think brought out a lot of the emotion in it, which was cool. It's kind of it's not like depressing, but it's a very bright track to listen to. Best thing about this track for me, I thought, was the lead. So what was really cool about the guitar is it gave it a certain atmosphere. You felt like you were sitting in a room, and at least for me, I could picture the setting that someone would be listening to this in. So for all my music, I try to create an atmosphere with a certain feeling, a certain tone. So stuff that helps me do that is lots of reverb, Oftentimes you can use delay. Not I didn't in this track I didn't use this, but you can use field tapes, which is stuff I use in almost all my stuff. Um, Field tapes, white noise, soundscapes. I don't know, anything like that. Um, you want to get as creative as you can with the drums. Create your own snares, layer snares. Um, get creative with kicks. A lot of people end up using the same kicks, and it just sounds kind of boring. That goes for all drums, really. So if you can find or create your own samples, that's what's going to really help you. So for me, I either I record a lot of my samples, to be honest. Like a lot of the stuff in my drum kit that I released was either stuff that I found from other kits that I just always use. Those are my go-tos, or stuff I've recorded. Stuff I've recorded is honestly some of my favorite stuff. I use my own recordings in all of my tracks. All this stuff has a lot of really cool ways of using it. So the best thing you can do is find a way of making creative sounds, creative samples, because it just gets boring listening to the same drums, the same Lex Luger drums on every track. Best thing you can do is move away from those, substitute them for just different sounds. For me, my music is very ambient and very, like, you get, I don't know, it sounds like natural and stuff like that. So what I did was create my own samples outdoors, use a lot of reverb. The microphone I'm recording this video on was the microphone that I recorded my samples on. It's a Audio-Technica. It's great for recording. It's not that expensive, and it's really just all I needed. So it was perfect. Best advice I can give you is make sure that you are doing things in a way that it's creative, but you can still blend out your own tone into something that you like. Get inspired, listen to all kinds of music. Learn the rules to music, because that's very important. Once you learn the rules, you can do anything else you'd like. See you guys.